James Orville and Wilbur Wright are mentioned. The beginning of aviation is often the thought that follows. But history is changing, and it may be time to add another name to that conversation. Meet Charles Frederick Page, a black man born into slavery that taught himself how to read and write, but more impressively, according to local historian Michael Wynn, patented the first airship.
It's a story that it truly is unbelievable that it's being ignored until 2023.
Wynn has uncovered local newspaper articles and reports from 1904 recording the outstanding feat of flight by a black man and his airship. His research even further led him to find Charles F. Page's patent predates that of the Wright brothers. The innovative accomplishments of Page are not only confirmed by historical record, but have lived on through family lore. The city of Pineville unveiled a historical landmark in honor of Frederick Page on the land that he and his family have owned since he purchased it over 100 years ago.
Standard house homes, yeah.
Okay.
That you can power with one machine.
So where's the energy coming from?
We're harnessing it straight away from the natural energy that God has just put in the on our earth. Yeah, the radio frequency.
Amidst the excitement of seeing this for the first time, a couple of strangers showed up on the site where we were being shown these devices, and Maxwell, the inventor, took us aside as soon as he could and said, "These guys are from the government," and I didn't know they were coming.
The microphone we had on Maxwell picked up the conversation that he had with one of the officials. So we quickly got the tape translated and found out that the government official was promising Maxwell a power purchase agreement where the government would pay him for generating energy for the country. Although Maxwell didn't trust him because the government had already put him in prison in an effort to steal his technology.
People used to use liquor to run their cars. Most people don't know that in the 1910s and 1920s, people used to run their cars off of moonshine. Why do you think they had the prohibition where they banned alcohol? Because you can't have people running their cars on alcohol. You need them running their cars on petroleum. Because every person at that time was very self-sufficient, self-sustainable. They were producing their own moonshine, and they could use that to run it with their car, so they had to get it banned. And then they started outlawing it and arresting people and doing all those things and saying all that it's prohibition, crime, and all these people are out of control, out of control. That was the whole thing. They're totally out of control. They're being too self-sufficient. So they had to come down in that with the hammer and start arresting all those people. And then all the people who had engines that ran on moonshine, guess what? They went out of business. Because if they can't run their engines on moonshine anymore, they don't have any more customers. So you eliminate all those people and you move all the rest of petroleum, and the Rockefellers just come in there and they just take over. And this is how the monopolies of America and all over the world take over. They eliminate anybody who competes against them so that they can bring in and take over the control.
If you've ever used Zoom or Microsoft Teams, you need to thank this woman right here. This is Marian Croak, a computer scientist. She's the vice president of engineering at Google. She's also an inventor. She also holds over 200 patents in voice over internet protocol. She helped invent the technology that allows us to use Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meetings, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and even the lives that we see on TikTok. And last year, she was inducted into the Inventors Hall of Fame, solidifying her place in history.
In the annals of automotive history, a pivotal moment occurred in 1940 with the unveiling of a video that promised to revolutionize the industry. This remarkable footage showcased an ingenious method for changing tire treads from the outside, a feat previously unimaginable. The simplicity and effectiveness of this technique captured the imagination of technicians and drivers alike, offering the tantalizing prospect of swift and effortless tire maintenance. Yet, amidst the excitement surrounding this discovery, a shroud of mystery enveloped its fate. Despite its potential to reshape the landscape of tire manufacturing and enhance the driving experience, the video was inexplicably concealed from public view. Rumors swirled, suggesting that the suppression of this innovation was orchestrated.
Chicago, Illinois, the third largest city in the United States, was founded by a black man, a Haitian man, Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable. Although much of his story was either hidden or lost, we do know that Du Sable was born around 1745 to an African enslaved woman and a French sailor. He was born a free man, and so when he was young, he ended up traveling to France and traveling the world in order to learn and to explore. He ended up learning over half a dozen languages, and he developed and became a brilliant entrepreneur. When he came to the United States, he settled on the northern bank of the Chicago River. He became the first permanent non-indigenous settler in the area. Settlers came before him, but none of them saw the potential that he saw. Using his creativity and resources, DuSable was able to establish the most successful trading post in the entire Midwest. This made him a very wealthy man. Although his trading post was essential to the creation of the city, DuSable's history was ignored for years. It wasn't until 1912 that the city of Chicago unofficially recognized DuSable as the founding father. And then finally, in 2006, the city of Chicago officially recognized that a black man established the city. Today, DuSable is honored in many ways. He has a bridge, a high school, a park, a museum, all named after this revolutionary Haitian man.
This was the world's first attempt at a GPS system. It used the car's speedometer to scroll a paper map, accurately tracking the vehicle's position along the route. The system came with a set of paper maps, each one representing a different destination. It had one major problem. The moment you drifted from your planned route, you'd need to swap in a new map and pinpoint your exact location. They also released a watch version.
You can't tell me that our kitchens today come anywhere close to these. Not just with all these innovative features they had, but the durability. You'll find so many of these old fridges still kicking today. But check out this impressive stovetop from the 1940s. Most unique way to cook bacon and eggs I've ever seen.
Aluminium pan floating on an invisible cradle of electric waves. Go home and tell your wife you've seen it, and see if she believes you were sober. Or go home and tell her you've found a new way to cook the breakfast eggs and bacon, in a pan without any contact with heat or flame. She'll be certain you weren't sober. Underneath the pan are coils which send up invisible electric waves of energy, and that energy produces eddy currents in the metal of the pan, and those eddy currents cause enough heat in the metal to cook the breakfast. Or you can use the eddy currents to light electric bulbs. So go home and tell your wife you found a new way to light the house, with bulbs that glow without any wires to connect them to the mains. She'll know you weren't sober.
This little implement solves the problem of the orange, not the reds, and it peels it as clean as a whistle. Should any gentleman here want, in a moment of weakness, to drink lemonade, here's a simple method.
If a person tell you he don't know about the numbers, put a tag on his toe. Especially in Harlem. Just put a tag, because he's finished. Because he's not living. Now, years ago, before the whites came into the number business, it was known as the black penny game. I think it was the year 1929. A banker of that stature of that time was Caspar Holstein. They kidnapped him, and they asked for the total sum of $50,000. And the money was there the next day. That opened up the eyes of the white gangster. Says that's not a penny ante game. But a man can come up with $50,000 cash money that quick. The numbers is a business, and it employs thousands of people.
When the first subway rail pulled into Grand Central Station, Granville Woods had made his mark. In 1901, he was issued a patent for the third rail system, still used in subways today around the world. Woods developed a railway telegraphy system, which improved train safety by letting the train engineer know how close his train was to others. And in 1899, he received a patent for an amusement apparatus. Woods' two-track ride, originally invented for indoors and outdoors, evolved into what we now know as the roller coaster. Woods' inventions caught the public's attention when he won 2 legal disputes against Edison. In fact, when Edison lost the second action, he asked Woods to come work for him.